Hello everyone, welcome back to another iRacing video. Today we are at the Okayama circuit, the full-length variation, and we're going to jump right into my qualifying laps here. This lap 1 of 2 for qualifying. They give you 2 qualifying laps for about 12 minutes, basically whichever one comes first. First lap here, I was still getting used to some of the corners. As you'll see, I take a bit of a wide line in. Wasn't the cleanest run. Like as you can see here, ran really wide through that big right hand. But coming onto the straight is where I managed to make up a little bit of time. Had a good early upshift. Managed to make up about a tenth of a second maybe. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but in the long run, a tenth of a second could mean the difference between the better entrance into another corner or not. As you can see here, take a bit of a cleaner run here. Run a little bit wide coming out of the turn, but managed to hold it together. This was a bit of a tough section for me to get down initially. When you go through that big hairpin, then you go right into a left-hander, into another left-hander, you kind of have to keep your speed up while maintaining control of the car. A little bit of a tough task if you don't know, your pedal control and what you should be doing to make the best out of those corners. But I've been doing a little bit of practice and done a little bit of research and taken a bit of a better approach to corners, not using the dynamic racing line on the track anymore. As you can see, there's no more little green arrows and red arrows coming into turns. Solely relying on my own personal braking points. So that's a big improvement here. Going into our second lap, I take a way better approach into these corners. First corner initially still ran a little wide, but coming into the second turn there, as you can see, got a way better run into the corner, got my nose into the turn a little bit earlier. Really helped improve that exit as well. Sometimes a lot of people don't realize you don't necessarily need to brake going through the corner. Brake going into the corner, come off the brake, just let the car almost coast in with the momentum you have going into the corner and get on the gas early. Because if you get a good entry in, you're going to carry more speed through the corner, and on your exit you can get on the gas early enough. Like as you can see here, I'm going to brake at the 50 marker there. I come off the brake, carry the speed through, and get on the gas early enough to get a good speedy exit out of that corner. Same thing there. I ran a little wide because I got on the gas a little too much, but coming through that section, way better than the first qualifying lap. This corner is a bit tough. There's not really a good point of reference for braking, so you kind of have to just feel it out and get used to where you feel comfortable braking and just pick that same spot every time. At this point, we're going to take as much of the curbs as we can too. That's a big thing. Trying to use as much of the track limits. You might save a couple of seconds here and there, maybe even a tenth of a second. But as I said, a tenth of a second could mean the difference from a third place podium finish and maybe a fourth place finish off the podium. So ultimately that qualifying lap qualified me P6, I believe. Not where I wanted to be starting the race, but better than starting from the pit lane or from at the back of the grid. So I'll take it at this point. Now we're going to move right into the beginning of the race here. Good start. A little bit of a long upshift into second gear. Kind of hurt me a little bit. Not enough to really give up a place right off the bat. But as you can see, coming into the first corner here, everyone's still fairly bunched up. First and second place up there are very close. Then there's a bit of a gap between the next four, with me at the back of that mid-pack there, back in 6th place. I'm going to try to go into the corner here, but I decided to back off. Got a little too crowded, going 3 wide, and ultimately hit the brake a little too much and spun out. Took a really big shunt there. from the guy behind me. Apparently he didn't see me in the middle of the track. Didn't know what really happened there. Kind of hurt him more than it hurt me, though. I only lost my right mirror, wasn't really using it anyway, but he managed to take out his front left tire. Yeah, in the next frame here, you will see, yeah, you can even see it there. His front left tire is not really doing anything anymore, so the fact that he's managed to keep his car on track and actually running, kudos to him. But you'll see here, same big right-handed hairpin here. I take it a little slower, get a way better line going in, and yeah, this is a bit of a tougher section. That guy managed to probably lose the same way that I actually will later in the race. I'm losing to that same place. We'll get to that a little bit later, though. Wasn't my most proudest moment ever. Clean run through these corners here. Run really wide there, but not really hurting me too much. The guy behind me, I don't think he's going to be catching me anytime soon, which I thought initially. But this next lap, he's actually going to pass me. It's actually when I go to try to re-overtake him that I lose the back end of the car and put myself in a bit of a worse position. As you can see right now, he's actually gaining on me very rapidly. He's got a, I don't know if it's better, because he doesn't take a better line through turn 1 there, but he somehow still gaining on me. We had to kind of dodge a bit of an overexcited driver there. He took himself off the track. I feel like the reason this guy's able to catch me, he seems like he's a lot smoother on his gas and his brake. As you can see, he shoots up the inside there, and yeah, he ultimately gets the better line going into the next turn here. On the straight here, you will see that he gradually pulls ahead of me here. Kind of unfortunate, but yeah, he just has the better speed. He had the better speed coming out of that corner. Going into the big hairpin, I try for a little switcheroo here and try to go back on the inside of him, but I had to slow down a little bit. He braked going in there. This is where, sadly, I lose the car again. Basically tried to go for a big overtake there, got on the gas really, really hard, and yeah, just sent the car into another dimension there. This is the same guy ahead of me there that took himself basically out of the race. His front left wheel's still not working, hasn't gone in for a pit, hasn't tried to fix it yet, but this is where he kind of realizes, yep, he just went right off the track. I think he kind of took a little bit of a hint that he's not going to finish this race probably any higher than what he started. Kind of sad for him, but I still give him kudos for trying. At this point, we're not going to see a whole lot of action for the next few laps. Very just focused on trying to improve my lap times. We managed to improve them quite a bit. Basically, I started this race probably doing I believe it was a 155 or a 156. Obviously, not along with my big blunders. Those put me over the 2-minute mark for a lap, but we managed to improve from about a 155 to about a 153 or a 152, I believe, at one point. So, way better laps than the beginning of the race. Trying to be on par with my qualifying laps, but did the best I could. Getting really good through the big right-hander. As you can see, we're going to skip forward a little bit, trying to take as much of the corners as I can, just to get the best exits at the corners here. Coming back onto the big main straight, going into turn 1, flat out into 4th gear, flat out on the gas. There's very rarely a time where I come off the gas, unless it's going into a turn, which is pretty, synonymous with racing. You don't want to be off the gas hardly at all, but obviously sometimes you need to compensate. If you overrun into a turn, or you have a little bit of over or understeer, definitely come off the gas. Don't do that and just run yourself into the wall. A bit of a different angle here. I've never really used this one a whole lot. The nose cam, kind of cool. Get to see a little bit more of the track itself, and kind of get to see, I guess, what the car would be seeing. Think of this as maybe from like the Cars movie, I guess, from what they'd be seeing. I don't know. Put it in the comments below. What do you think their viewpoint would be like from the Cars movie if you've seen it? Lightning McQueen over here. Ka-chow. But yeah, no, we're gonna take some good laps here. Lap times have really come down, really been increasing the pace, really been decreasing those times, taking it really clean. If I have to ease off a little bit and brake a little bit more going into a turn, I do. I don't really have anyone behind me I'm concerned that's going to overtake me. I think my split time to the guy behind me was like 12 or 18 seconds. So even if I did spin out again, I don't think there's going to be a chance he would overtake me, or they would overtake me, whoever it may be, he or she or they. Coming out of the main straight here, I don't know how that guy lost the car. Really beyond me. Really easily just go by him. I was very gracious for the opportunity to move up into 5th place here. So, still finishing this race higher than I started it. That's the main thing. But, again, clean racing definitely helps. I didn't really have an accident or incident with anyone other than at the beginning, though. I really don't think that was entirely his fault. Maybe he was just getting a little anxious coming into the corner, and just the way my car was positioned maybe didn't give him an opportunity to try to go around me. But at the same time, partially my fault, partially his fault. No one's really to blame there. But yeah, clean race, really helping my my safety rating on iRacing as well. I'm still trying to move out of the rookie class, but clean races like this definitely do help. And I know it seems kind of counterproductive, but even if you finish at the back of the grid or in a lower spot than on a podium, I would rather take a higher safety rating at this point to be able to move out of the rookie class than maybe a first place finish. I know that seems like, why are you racing then if you don't want to finish first? It's okay, so the big quote that I really like, and it was said by Michael Schumacher, one of the best F1 drivers in history: first you have to finish. So to finish first you have to finish. Plain and simple. First you have to finish the race. If you don't finish the race, you're not going to finish first. So I kind of live by that, especially when it comes to racing stuff like this. Definitely something to always remember. It's not always about the win. A lot of times it's about points. If you get more points, more finishes than another driver, you're probably gonna win on your own right. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you tuning in for another video. Appreciate you sticking around. Please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. And thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you in the next video. See you later, guys. Have a good day, and peace. Bye now.